And now I'm happy to welcome Prisca Dorcas, founder of Latina Rebels. Welcome, Prisca.
Hi, it's good to be here.
It's good to have you. Can we talk about Latina Rebels for a minute?
Yes.
So can you tell us why you founded Latina Rebels?
So I started Latina Rebels in 2013 because Latinx media looked really different than it does today. And it was really whitewashed, and the media that existed for us was trying to work into white standards of excellence when we're such a colorful, vibrant communities, and we needed to be making media that related to our stories. Instead, we were just trying to compare and compete in a market where we weren't meant to be competing and comparing with. So I was like, I want to fuck with people's respectability politics.
Right.
I want to mess with people's ideas of what it means to be a good Latina. I want to push people's ideas around religion in a cultura that really, really pressures us to be religious.
Right.
So yeah, it was a combination of things, living in the South, moving to Nashville, Tennessee, and finding no one there that looked like me. I remember being welcomed to America by somebody when I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and I was like, okay, because I'd been living in the U.S. since I was 7, and I was born in Central America, so I was like, look, Peter, things are a little more complicated than you think. So it was different experiences with racism, different experiences with Latinx media that I sought out more than I had before in my Latinx bubble with my parents. But yeah, a bunch of things, but it's kind of evolved now, but yes.
What would you say your mission is with Latina Rebels?
So that's what I say is to fuck with people's ideas of respectability politics and what a proper or good Latina looks like and acts like and talks like.
Yeah, so not playing into what is expected
Yeah,
by a Eurocentric.
Exactly, and how we're supposed to assimilate.
Idea of success.
Yeah, we're supposed to assimilate. We're supposed to be the good immigrants. We're supposed to have the good stories. We're supposed to be successul members of society.
To be deserving of human rights.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a redundant question, but how has your own experience being an immigrant in this country impacted your work addressing race, identity, and feminism?
I think being an immigrant from the global South more informs my ideas on race and social justice and everything, because I think people forget that immigrants come from Canada also, white immigrants come from Europe, but they get to come here and feel safe. While people from the global South migrate here are made to feel like outsiders and the enemy and the problem. So yeah, being from the global South informs it all.
It's a very particular experience to be a brown person in America, especially now, but it's always been.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for shining a light on that. I know I personally read your material all the time and I love it. And so you've dedicated a lot of your writing to young brown girls. Why is that important to you?
I never felt heard or represented. I grew up really religious. My parents are pastors, and I never heard people kind of say anything about it. We grew up in an emotionally abusive household, and that was esas cosas no se hablan, those things, we don't talk about those things. So there was a lot of stuff that we didn't want to appear poor, we didn't want to appear uneducated. There was a lot of stuff. Being around and from an oppressed community and colonized people, we just have a lot of baggage, and we try to hide it and not talk about it so that we are respected. And I think that hurts us and our communities more. So I was just like, let's just talk about it. And I don't want other people to talk about it because I know it's hard, but I said, I'll put my story out there and hopefully people will be inspired to talk about their own stories or even think about their own stories or challenge their mom about something that they'd always thought, but they didn't think that this happens to other people, so they didn't question it or whatever. But I was like, if I have to put my comfort at risk for our communities, then I'll do it because I think we need it and because I needed it.
Yeah, because you knew that was something that you would have appreciated growing up. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing that. I know when I came across your work, it was a very just feeling like I wasn't alone, right? And actually confronting these things that no one ever tells you about because you think it's just you.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.